Hey guys, Leno here from PlayToEarn.net. Today's video is the third and last part of our weekly news segment. The first two videos talked about game updates, sneak peeks, teasers, and announcements. In this video, we'll be talking about big news that don't necessarily fit in those two categories. So without further ado, let's get to the list. To start off our list, Web3 DAO Game 7 releases a $100 million grant program to boost Web3 game development. The $100 million grant will be spread over the next 5 years at a rate of $20 million per year. It will go to projects in technology, events, diversity, education, and research. The Game 7 DAO will allocate the funds to facilitate projects that drive innovation across the entire blockchain gaming tech stack. Particularly, its events grants aid community members around the world to host online and in-person events such as conferences and workshops aimed toward advancing Web3 gaming. Likewise, the education grant funds ongoing initiatives as well as one-off projects that advance the understanding of blockchain engineering and game development topics. These grants are intended for builders, whereas research grants go to projects that address the entire gaming ecosystem, from player incentives and game economy governance to developer revenue streams. Moreover, BitDAO and Forte have pledged $500 million to Game 7's coffers. Overall, Game 7 will help define gaming standards and decide how the funds will be distributed along with BitDAO and Forte. In addition to the initial funding, the team stated that developers will have access to technical support, mentoring, and early Game 7 initiatives. The DAO claims to be chain agnostic and will accept applications from any blockchain network. While award amounts were not disclosed, Game 7 stated in a list of frequently asked questions that applicants should not view grants as a substitute for venture funding. Furthermore, upfront payments are only made in exceptional cases, and the majority of payments are only made contingent on the completion of specific project milestones. Developers must also pass Know Your Customer checks, sign a contract, and apply using digital wallets. Developers, on the other hand, are not bound by any exclusivity agreements and are free to apply for other grants or venture capital funding. Next, Wanderers secures $2 million in a seed round led by Animoca Brands and Game 5 Ventures. Wanderers, a dynamic sci-fi multimedia brand behind the Wanderers NFT collection, has raised $2 million in a seed round led by Animoca Brands and Game 5 Ventures. The company will use these funds to build a video game in partnership with Blowfish Studios, create more immersive experiences, expand its IP, innovate in music NFTs, and build more for its community. Led by motion designer Nick Greenewalt, Wanderers is a Web3 native sci-fi project that has done $17.5 million in NFT trading volume and sold over $4.9 million worth of NFTs. The brand has released 4 NFT collections since 2021, each with its own story, animation, and soundscape, making up the multiple facets of Wanderverse. The upcoming game, developed in partnership with Blowfish, is set to be launched in 2024. Besides providing financial support, Animoca and Game 5 Ventures will also serve as tokenomics advisors. It's worth noting that storytelling is one of the core value propositions of Wanderers. The project's first short film, The Wanderers Genesis, told the vivid backstory of characters in the Wanderers collection. For the second short film, the team hosted a casting call for holders to pitch why their characters should be in the film. Not only can holders view a story, but they can also participate by telling the story themselves. If you're liking this news list so far, remember to check out our website and news section to be updated on everything about blockchain gaming. You can also subscribe to our channel to make sure you stay updated on all our videos. Now let's get back to the list. Next, BurnGhost secures $3.1 million in funding to build its gaming platform. According to BurnGhost, it has secured a fund of $3.1 million needed to build its gaming platform. The seed round was completed in April involving Drive by DraftKings, Bitcraft Ventures, and Pillar VC. The game will center on simple, approachable casual games against the conventional, complex, robust games built in the NFT space. The CEO and co-founder of BurnGhost, Steve Curran, has noted that the first game release will feature trivia games. BurnGhost's game will reward top gamers with NFTs, which include external NFTs sourced through partnerships with NFT creators. However, players will pay an entry fee to play games that offer NFT rewards. Alternatively, they can try out the free-to-play games to earn credits. Initial payments of entry fees will be made in crypto only. Fiat payments will be implemented later. BurnGhost might begin to charge projects for displaying its NFT, and this would make the platform a potential marketplace for creators seeking a larger outreach. The gaming platform will be available to players on the waiting list and would be open to the public in the first quarter of 2023. BurnGhost will feature more game genres like arcade and action. NFT rewards will be from the Ethereum network and other blockchains. A sneak peek by the company features top-rated ETH projects like Bored Ape Yacht Club, Doodles, and Clone X. The game company has launched a standalone game called FTX Game. It is inspired by FTX's recent collapse where players guide a character through different environments. BurnGhost's interest in the NFT space spiked due to the massive adoption of NFTs. The team sees Web3 as an opportunity to commercialize entertainment. Next, Animoca Brands ignores FTX trouble, plans $2 billion Metaverse investment fund. Animoca Brands is all set to raise a Metaverse fund between $1 billion and $2 billion. Yat Siu, co-founder and executive chairman, and his management partner will handle the new fund. According to Siu, who talked to Nikkei Asia on Wednesday, the fund would target mid to late stage Metaverse firms. Aside from the significant investments in blockchain games, the Metaverse is Animoca brand's third main emphasis, powered by its primary product, the Sandbox. Basically, the Sandbox is a 3D virtual space where brands may launch virtual experiences such as retail and games, and virtual events such as concerts and conferences. The business has invested in 380 initiatives in the Web3 space, which refers to a next-generation blockchain-based network that emphasizes community ownership and decentralization. In light of the industry's fast uptake, the corporation is increasing its investments in the Metaverse. According to a May analysis by McKinsey, the Metaverse will be worth $5 trillion by 2026, while a new assessment by US market research firm IDC thinks the booming Metaverse business would be worth $74.7 billion by 2026. Animoca Brands has made investments in OpenSea, Dapper Labs, Yuga Labs, and other notable blockchain gaming companies. The firm is also supported by some of the world's largest fund management companies, including Temasek, Singapore State Fund, GGV Capital in the United States, SoftBank Vision Fund 2, and Mirai Asset Management in South Korea. After financing $75 million in July, the firm was reportedly valued at $5.9 billion. Animoca Brands concluded another $110 million investment round in September. The value remained constant. CEO said that the new Metaverse fund was established to make it simpler for investors to access Web3 firms, referring to it as an excellent entry point for Web3 enterprises. Next, Hitbox Games secures $1.6 million in seed round for hack-and-slash MMORPG Swords of Blood. Game development company Hitbox Games has revealed that they have secured $1.6 million in a seed funding round to develop Swords of Blood, a hack-and-slash MMORPG inspired by the Diablo series. Based in Sheridan, Wyoming, the studio consists of industry veterans who have previously worked on titles in well-known gaming franchises, such as Rainbow Six, Prince of Persia, SimCity 2000, and more. Among them is Jacob Malik, who has previously worked as a writer on games such as The Witcher 3 Wild Hunt and Cyberpunk 2077, while the CEO, James Seaman, has over 35 years of game dev and management experience. The US-based company has received funding from Master Ventures, Gate.io Labs, Fundamental Labs, Sphere One, and more investors. Set to run on the Polygon network, Swords of Blood will be free to play and will have players collect resources as they earn in-game currency, explore dungeons, craft various items, unlock upgrades, take down mini-bosses, and more. Next to PvE gameplay, players will also be able to compete in tournaments as well as in 4-player, 8-player, and 16-player PvP game modes. It will be playable on Android and iOS devices, and thanks to a partnership with Stardust, the team will be able to utilize the Stardust Vault proprietary wallet solution, allowing for creation of custodial wallets in-game, and thus making it possible to purchase the upcoming SWD TKN token without having to exit the game. The Web3 RPG is based on Bladebound, a mobile RPG that came out in 2018 and has amassed more than 4 million downloads since, with the developers now holding full rights to the Web2 title. And lastly, Roboto Games secures $15 million in a funding round to expand its gaming community. VC-backed game development studio, Roboto Games, has announced the closing of a funding round. The fundraising round led to the securing of $15 million. The studio is also working on a brand new game that supports user-generated content while offering non-compulsory NFT ownership. The round was led by Andrew Horowitz of A16Z. This was with the participation from Ancient 8, Animoca Brands, Gumi Cryptos Capital, Harrison Metal Capital, Makers Fund, Merit Circle, and Transcend. The company plans to use the capital to advance its growth and ensure the creative development process of the company goes smoothly. Furthermore, Roboto Games is currently in the works of creating a new title called Foragers and Fighters. According to them, it is a bite-sized survival/crafting MMO where Minecraft meets Genshin Impact. Last Mage, the company's previous game, gained massive favorable reviews on iOS and Android platforms. In addition, the company is taking an alternative approach to Web3 gaming space by making Web3 elements optional for players. Roboto's leaders have insisted on assets ownership serving the gameplay. The company stated on its site through a blog post, quote, "Our solution is to focus on making a great free-to-play game that our players love first before adding the option of digital assets. Those players can then choose to collect Web3 assets if they want to, or play our games entirely without them and have a great time," end quote. And that's a wrap for this week's news segment. I hope these videos help if you are looking to catch up to news about blockchain gaming this week. I'll be back same time next week for another recap. And for more info on everything about blockchain games, check out our website at PlayToEarn.net, where we have the largest database of games that have all the info you need. That's it for today. See you next video.